Everybody knows social media is bad for you. Everybody knows that your life would be 100 times better if you went on your phone, deleted Instagram, deleted TikTok, deleted Snapchat, and never re-downloaded them again. If you didn't know that, now you know. It's an absolute fact and it's been established through science and through personal experience. There's no denying it. It's obvious that most of your problems come from overuse of social media. And yet, even though you recognize it and you understand that it's degrading your life, you still don't delete it. Which begs the question, what could be so important to your life? What could be so stimulating to the point where you know it's literally bad for you, but you don't care and you keep it on your phone? This is the craziest thing and probably the biggest underlying issue with social media that the people, especially the young people of this generation, do not understand. And trust me, I can speak from experience because I was one of those young people just 1 year ago. I used to be an Instagram user. I didn't really get into TikTok, but I used to be an Instagram user, so I have an idea of how this stuff works. And trust me, it's much different than you think. It's not just about the companies giving you stimulation, dopamine, and all this stuff getting extremely out of whack, not being able to focus, ruining your sleep, wasting time. I think a lot of people have already established these ideas. Everyone should really understand that fact. There have been numerous studies that have proved it as well. And it's just obvious, if you go on social media for a long time, the rest of your life sucks. The biggest underlying issue is this. You are being controlled by these companies. Now, you're gonna be like, oh, I've heard this before. This has been all over TikTok. This has been all over whatever. This is a conspiracy theory. It sounds like some idiots coming up with some weird theory about the world and everything. You can think like that and that's cool. You can spend the rest of your life on social media and be an average person following the script. That's cool with me. But this video and this channel is about the people who want to be different and who want to reject being mediocre and to embrace self-mastery to become better versions of themselves. To do that, you need to be in control of what you do in your day. That is possibly the most important aspect of this journey. And one of the main things that you need to be in control of is your social media consumption, especially in the modern day. When you think about it, how is it that these algorithms know more about you than you know about yourself? It's really scary because if you really think about it, they quite literally do know more about you than you know about yourself. Because what happens is they recommend videos or posts to you that you don't even know you're attracted to, and you press on them. That's the proof that they know you're into that stuff, because whatever they recommend, you just end up pressing it. Also, why do ads of computers come up when you started talking to your friend about computers yesterday? It's so interesting how these minute details all come together and form this giant conspiracy theory that some people believe and some people don't believe, but it does have a lot of evidence behind it. I know it might seem a bit exaggerated. I know a lot of people are going to hate on this video, but I'm making it anyway because I want to warn you of the dangers of social media. And I guarantee you, the majority, if not all of the people who have once indulged in social media but do not do so now can confirm and sympathize with what I'm saying right now. Now, if you're a young guy in the modern day, you probably have goals and aspirations and things you want to achieve in your life. Let me tell you something. Social media can be the sole reason you do not achieve your goals. I hope you understood that sentence right there, because that is immensely important. If the companies know more about you than you know about yourself, and they recommend you things that they know you're gonna click on, that they know you're gonna spend your time over instead of achieving your goals and working hard, then of course they're gonna recommend it because that's just the benefit for them, and you're staying on their platform for longer. Essentially, they manipulate your biology and how you're built, and they know how you're built through these algorithms so that they can earn money and so that they can take your attention and your time instead of you using that time and spending it on your goals and aspirations. Everyone knows that these companies want to make money and they want to steal your money, but very few people know that they're also trying to steal your attention and your time, which are literally more important than money in this current day. If you have the ability to keep your attention and use your attention onto anything you truly want to use your attention on, then you will quite literally be unstoppable. Because what happens is you put your attention all into your work and you earn the money you need to earn, as opposed to spending your attention on these algorithms who then manifest the data about what you've searched and what you've clicked to later use it even more against you so that you continue staying on these platforms. It's like an infinite loop that never stops, and if you do not break out of it now, you are going to be screwed for the rest of your life. This is more dangerous than people think, and this is why I'm making this video. I know half of you already skipped this section. I know people are going to be like, yeah, I know mental health gets ruined by social media, but like, listen, truly listen to this part of the video. You will not believe the effects social media has on your mental health until you delete it right now. It makes me cringe when people say they're depressed, they're sad all the time, unless they truly are depressed and sad all the time, because contrary to what Andrew Tate says, I do believe depression is somewhat real, but I do also believe that it can quite literally be cured in the matter of weeks. Some of you are going to think that's ridiculous because you've been dealing with it for a long time, and if you have been dealing with it for a long time and it's something really serious, you've been prescribed medication, all that stuff, then maybe it'll take a little bit longer than a few weeks, but it still will take less than a month if you delete social media and do the right habits now. If you think I'm joking, then do it. That's my challenge to you. If you're right now suffering from anxiety and depression, I challenge you, delete social media, stop playing video games, and see what happens. You probably heard that social media makes you compare yourself to people you are nowhere near and that have attained things that are very unrealistic to the normal person. That's obviously one way they're ruining your mental health, and I think everybody already knows that, but the crazy thing is people do it anyway. So do you really know it if you don't put it into action? Knowledge is only power if you put it into action. If you don't put it into action, knowledge is completely useless. It provides you with more pleasure than normal daily activities, which makes those normal daily activities much less enjoyable. Nowadays, people can't even sit down and read books because they're so overstimulated by their technologies. Now, people can't even sit down and eat food without whipping out their phone, taking a picture, and scrolling on Instagram whilst eating their food. Do you know how pathetic that is? If you're someone who's quit social media, and you go outside sometimes and you just look at the average person, maybe at the gym, you just see someone after every set pulling out their phone and going on their phone. It's so animalistic. It just looks like these people are robotically being controlled by these things in their hands. It's kind of insane when you think about it. And when you really pull back from this manipulation, you get to see the bigger picture and see like, holy shit, I was being manipulated this whole time and I was under the control of these algorithms and of these people. This is literally, as I mentioned before, a thirst trap to keep you engaged. Do you think they want you depressed or happy? Because if you're happy, are you really likely to just spend your time scrolling whilst under the bed covers, being kind of isolated from the real world? Or are you more likely to do that when you're depressed? When you really think about it, doesn't it make sense that these companies want you to be depressed so that you use their products more than when you're happy? That is sad to think about. And again, people don't realize it and they're completely oblivious to these facts because of these technologies. The fact that you haven't deleted Instagram right now, despite knowing the effects of it, prove how under control you are. It's like your brain wants to escape it, but at the same time, it's completely chained down by the way these algorithms are built, and you don't even realize it. That's the worst part. Bro, these companies quite literally do not give a fuck about you. That is the epitome of greed, and that is why these companies will continue to degrade young people of today until we step up and realize what we're falling for. As mentioned, they manipulate your biology. What does this mean? What does it mean to manipulate your biology? Well, essentially, it means they manipulate how you're programmed. They use how you're programmed as a species, as an organism, to their own advantage. Now, let me explain. Now, the best example of this is the degeneracy spread through social media. As men, obviously, we're driven towards females. When we see females that are extremely scantily dressed, we're going to be very attracted to it. That's just how men work. That's how our brains function. That's the animal brain that we have. Honestly, you might not even be searching up pictures of these models and these, I know you probably are, but let's just imagine you're not searching up the pictures of these models and these girls. You're still gonna get pictures of them in the recommended, bro. You're still going to see them pop up in the recommended and the For You feed, or whatever the hell it's called. They're still going to show up there because they know, like, the default setting is to promote it because they know that naturally young men are going to be attracted to it. That's why young men are also much easier to control now, because you just show them a picture of a half-naked chick and then they're just gonna completely be all over it. That's the whole reason why the prawn industry is so successful, because they just use your biology of being extremely attracted to women to their advantage to take your attention, your time, and move it away from your goals and ambitions and onto their own financial gain. Like, bro, honestly, how many times have you seen ass just randomly on TikTok or Instagram? You don't even think about it. You don't even go on it that frequently. It just randomly pops up. They are purposely trying to manipulate you through your biology, and you don't even realize it. Take this quote by Saladin, who was the Sultan of the Egyptian Empire, I believe. I might have butchered that a little bit, but that's kind of what Wikipedia said. If you want to destroy a nation without war, make adultery or nudity common in the younger generation. A real general said this about warfare. Think about how much that applies in its significance here in the modern day. Obviously, we're not at war right now. I personally think we will be at some point in our lifetimes, because you've never seen a generation degrade so badly and not fall into despair. There's a cycle that continuously goes on. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Right now, I think weak men are creating hard times, and the hard times will eventually come, and we will not be ready for it. You're gonna call me stupid for thinking this, but it is what it is. That's how I think. I'm gonna be the one laughing, chilling in the East when bombs are being rained down. I'm playing. Don't take that seriously. It's scary to think, when you keep this quote in your mind, that TikTok was created by the Chinese government, and yet in China there isn't as much degenerate content, and yet here in the West there's a lot of degenerate content. So think of that quote, apply it to this situation, and you kind of get where I'm going with it. Already an insanely long video, but let's finish it up by talking about the effects when you drop social media. Finally, I hope to God, at this point in the video, you understand that social media is completely shit and you have to get off of it. It is degrading your life. So obviously you're going to notice drastic changes when you quit social media. It's obvious. Everybody states that their mind is clear, they can think better, they do more work, they're more efficient, they can read books finally, they can enjoy these smaller aspects of life. They can even talk to girls, which is, oh my God, it's insane. They can talk to another human being. But it's true. Once you get off social media, your life is much better. That's obvious. Now let me answer a very frequently asked question that comes with social media. What if I'm using it for business? That's a very good question. I quite honestly think that if you are in control of your social media use, that you can use it. But people are not in control of their social media use, because if you're checking your phone frequently and going on Instagram frequently, you are not in control. If you're using it for business, you only go on Instagram once or twice a day maximum. You check your sales, you fix up whatever you need to do, and you're out of there. That's it. That's how you use it for business. You don't stay there, you don't scroll, look at For You pages and all this bullshit. You go on there for your business, get the work done, and log off for the day. That's how you can safely use social media. But for the vast majority of you, get off social media. Just delete it. Don't even think about it. Build your business on platforms like YouTube. Maybe you can use TikTok for shorts. That's what I do. I just throw the short on there, close. I've never scrolled a single time on the For You page for TikTok. You might think that's ridiculous, but it's complete facts. I've never scrolled on the For You page, and I never will, because that shit is absolutely toxic and disgusting. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was of value to you. I hope you learned something in this video, and I hope you do not go spamming the comments and disliking the video. Though if you do, just know you're a fool and you didn't take away the bigger picture of the video. Glad you could stick around to the end. Remember, I'm with you on this journey. Go out there, reject mediocrity, embrace mastery, and I will see you later.